Okay, greetings everyone. Staying in the light here. Now, in a recent video, we was talking about how the what's being taught in these elite universities are lies, not according to is not according to the law or Supreme Court cases. It's still a lot of we had this Reconstruction. We have to understand what that meant. Reconstruction wasn't about making the so-called Negro whole again after slavery. It was about changing history. Changing, yes, actually change history. Can you imagine that? Well, that's my beef with the way history is taught because it's not teaching the truth. It's been changed. Now, the professor talked about the Cruikshank case, Cruikshank massacre in Louisiana. He talked about that massacre in Louisiana. All about. He never did. He never gave the real details of the massacre. I think this was about 1877, 76. Because see, they had already removed uh, the troops from protecting the ex-slaves, who was all melanated, by the way. See, people don't understand. The Republican meant melanated government. That's all the Republic is. That's what's in the Constitution. Republic, when you think of Republic, I want you to think of black people. To show you how the coup took place because democracy is the representative of the Klan, because that was the name, the Christian Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. That's what democracy came from. It was a struggle against the Republic. And they did not tell you in this discussion of the massacre that these Republicans actually gave up. They laid down their arms and they came out to surrender. And what would you call these people? They just shot them in cold blood. Just killed them. Just shot them in cold blood for defending their rights as a republic. And that's when I say one of the greatest sins in the history of the republic, because they did have a trial, a mock trial, but nobody really was held accountable. There was no justice. I think maybe 3 people spent 5 years, something like that, in prison. That was it. The rest of them was fined or whatever. So you got to teach the right history. You got to teach this in school. When you teach the right history, people know from whence they came. They'll know that us being political prisoners, and they changed it on paper to slavery, which they committed genocide on paper. Paper genocide. So that's why uh, they ruled in the case of Dred Scott Not only did he have no rights, he didn't come under the protection of human rights. He didn't come under equal protection because black was used as a political term. It wasn't used as an ethnicity. You see, you got to understand that. So, as a political or commercial term, you know what black means? Your property. So you can do with your property whatever you want to do with your property. That's why to this day that has not been changed. And the courts are, when they have these trials against shooting of black people, they're not treated as people. They're treated as property. And under the 14th Amendment, they're properties of the government. They're not, well, I think you got the point. Do your research if you don't believe me. I've done mine. And then maybe you'll stop calling yourself property. Stop calling yourself a non-person. And maybe you get some respect. I say find out who you are. Your ethnicity. It's not black. Black is a commercial term that locks you to being a slave, which you were not slaves to begin with. You were political prisoners. But that's another video.